All right, everybody. This is another episode of NAPALM Live, and today we got Chaz Strange. Thanks for being here, brother.
Thanks for having me.
We just finished up the NAPALM's Nightmare World Championship 24 here in Wyalusing, and it's still going on in other locations in the United States and around the world. So we can't talk about the results. That would be breaking the rules. So we're gonna talk about other stuff.
All right.
So, Chaz, why don't you tell everybody where you're from and a little bit about your strength training background, just so everybody becomes a little bit more familiar in case they haven't seen you on other podcasts before.
All right. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Started working out probably when I was like in high school, whatever. Got motivated from like watching World's Strongest Man back in like the early 2000s. You know, Sven Carlson, Magnus Samuelsson, all those dudes, Phil Fister, your buddy.
Yep.
And then shortly after that, found grip. 2005. My friends found this hand gripper that we couldn't close. It was a metal hand grip. Never seen one like that before. This is like Chinese brand, like an off-brand Captain Crush. We couldn't close it. We're like, this is weird. Like we're pretty strong guys.
Right.
From there, found the grip board, found you and all that stuff, and you know, got some Iron Mind grippers, got some beef builders, which we call teddings today, but
yeah.
And then started grip then, and we were still training, so we go to the gym, lots of powerlifting stuff. We ran through a lot of like programs, like we would run like 5-3-1. Brandon Lilly had like the cube method. We ran through that a couple cycles. A little bit of conjugate, but it was hard because there weren't like, we had some like bands and chains, but like it was like a rundown gym, like in the ghetto, and like rain inside the building, and there's like ivy growing in there, but it was, I mean, it's, you go there, you get a good workout in. So we do stuff like that. Yeah, it was good. It was a nice little hardcore gym. That and like, it was always like strongman and powerlifting. I never really had any bodybuilding shit. I did do a strongman contest when I was like 17, team division. There's 5 guys in the weight class. I ended up taking second.
What contest was it?
It was down in Aston, which is funny. You brought that up earlier. Yeah, so I forget what it was, but it was like, so this was.
Was it a Gary Udit? It wasn't Gary Udit.
I don't remember.
He was mostly in the Pittsburgh area.
It was, we did it. It was probably 2005, 2006.
Was it that Mike guy that passed away?
I don't remember. It was so long because I was like 17.
Yeah.
So that was, I would go down to like the Iron Sport to train for that every once in a while because that was just south of me.
Steve
Pulcinella. He was cool. He had one of his like lightweight or middleweight strongman dude there. This dude like Kirk something. Strong. He was super strong, super smart dude. They were helping me with like stones and shit. So went to that contest. Zeroed the first event. I was like, why am I here? It was a log press. It was like 220. The best I did in training was like 210. I was like, all right, competition day, I'll be amped up.
Yeah.
No, that's not how you do it. But then the second event was the Conan's wheel, and I just destroyed it. Like the guy who ended up winning, like I beat him by half a lap. He was like, oh shit, man.
Wow.
Next event after that was pretty cool. It was farmer's walk to power stairs.
Wow.
And I did it, and my buddy was like, no one's beating me on that. That was the fastest thing ever. And the dude who won beat me by second.
Damn.
It was so fit, yeah. But so I did one strongman contest. I liked it. It was fun. I did a push pull once a couple years later. That was pretty fun. But the only thing I've competed in and I've kept on contests is grip.
Yeah.
And it's just, I like grip a lot more. I still train. I do power lifts, but I'm not really too concerned with all that. My main focus is grip, and then I just want to keep my body strong too. So I just run 5-3-1 with a variant in there, and it's just, you can run that forever. And it's,
Cool.
Good.
Why didn't you ever do a strongman again? Since you started so young, I would think you would have done it again.
I should. So that actually, second place qualified me for nationals, and I ended up just not doing. It was in Kentucky or something like that. I was like, I didn't.
It's
feel
such
like
a hike, man. It's always such a hike. Because I qualified 2 or 3 times, and I didn't want nobody else in the crew qualified, so I was gonna have to go by myself, and I basically didn't want to make that trip all by myself.
Yeah.
So.
I would have liked to do, because I got pretty long arms. This is what Steve Wilson says. Oh, you're like built for Atlas stones. And feeling guy's like, yeah, you got long arms and no chest. I was like, well, makes sense. My bench sucks. My overhead press is all right. I'm pretty good at stones and like tires, or I was at least.
Yeah.
So everything that would actually matter in a strongman contest, I had a pretty good. But I just never.
What was your best stone?
I did a 275 to I think like 48 inches, maybe,
Okay.
maybe a little high, maybe like 5 feet.
That's when you were 17.
Yeah,
Yeah, because 275 kind of sucks.
yeah.
That's kind of a crack in stone. Was that with tacky or without?
That was, no, that was chalk.
Okay.
That was
Yeah.
chalk
Well, that's
at
a different
Iron Sport,
story.
yeah.
That's a different story. Yeah. All my heaviest stone competitions and training has always been tacky.
Yeah.
Some kind of tape on my forearms, tacky.
No, I was
Yeah.
ripping my forearms up. It was before people were wearing all that stuff. This is,
Yeah.
2005, and,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, people would buy the sleeves
Mhm.
and they would be totally caked with tacky when they were done, and I
Yeah.
would see them in the garbage can afterwards. Like people didn't even want to mess with them after that,
Yeah.
and that they weren't cheap. And I was like, why don't we just start taping? So we started with duct tape, and then we
Uh-huh.
went to athletic tape. Yep, yep, and it works perfectly fine for a base to hold the tacky. Yeah. All right, cool. So you've done a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Very soon on my YouTube channel in the 31 days of Q&A, I have a video coming up that was the best pro wrestlers in movies,
Okay.
best movies with pro wrestlers in them,
Uh-huh.
and best pro wrestlers that turn into actors.
Okay.
And Chaz is an extreme movie buff.
I'm okay.
He probably quoted 10 movies during today's competition. So, what would you say would be the best movie with a pro wrestler in it?
I think, oh man,
Or your favorite?
I think it's They Live.
They Live?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, with
So
Roddy
it's
Piper.
Roddy Piper and Keith Davidson.
Yeah.
I'm a big John Carpenter. I'm a big John Carpenter guy.
Yeah.
Favorite movie's The Thing.
And he's, yes, The
Yeah.
Thing, fucking awesome.
So I think that's my favorite movie with a pro wrestler in it. And then what was the other question?
I forget. One of them was, what wrestler that went into movies is the best actor?
I don't want to say The Rock. He's
We can take The Rock out,
Yeah.
because he's definitely the best actor,
Yeah.
but he's almost like a full-time actor.
Right.
So
yeah,
who
at
would you
this
put
point.
under him?
Man, that's a hard decision. I gotta think about this. I like Chris Jericho's in some like really like campy, cheesy movies, and I love him.
Really?
Yeah,
I've never seen a movie with Chris Jericho in it.
he's in MacGruber.
I've never
Like
watched
he's a
it.
short little snap, and then he has all these. There's a bunch of pro wrestlers. Like I think Mark Henry's in it. The Great Khali dude, and they're in it for like it's almost a cameo, like how
Yeah.
short it is, but
Yeah.
it's a fucking great scene.
So what about roles? Like a full role, he's showing up throughout the movie.
I can't think of any. I can't think of any pro wrestlers. Got any examples for me?
Well, I'll tell you, Dave Bautista's in a few movies.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you know what? Him and Blade Runner, I mean, this is, once again, I'm doing like a clip. Blade Runner 2049, he's really good in that. And
Never
then
saw that.
he's in the beginning of it, and he's pretty good. And then he's also in that movie, Knock at the Woods, Knock at the Cabin?
Knock at the door, or
yeah.
cabin door, or
Something like that, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, that's a really, really good movie.
Yeah.
And he does a really good job.
He's
in it.
doing, yeah,
I saw that in the theater with my daughter.
I like that, yeah. Batista, I forget, yeah, he kills it as Drax, too. He has like,
Never seen him.
never seen,
There's two of them, right?
there's 3.
Fucking 3?
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
I never saw any of them.
And there's the Avengers movies, he's
See-
in like 1 or 2 of those.
See, I didn't know that. I have not watched a Marvel movie besides the Deadpool
Uh-huh.
series. Well, you know what? Venom also, the first Venom I watched. Because I think I brought this up to you. I wasn't sure what order you had to watch them in,
Ah,
so
okay.
your like storylines didn't get spoiled. So I fell behind and I just never watched any. And
Sorry.
I knew Venom and Deadpool were kind of their own thing,
Mhm.
and I really like Ryan Reynolds. And the Venom one, Venom was my favorite character. So one of the first movies, or one of the first DVDs we put out was The Shit You've Never Seen.
Yeah.
It was, I've been around since before YouTube. So people would download our videos off or stream them and then kill our bandwidth, and we'd have to upgrade our bandwidth.
Uh-huh.
But, behind the text, and very, very faded, cause it's a totally copyrighted image, is Venom. Yeah. Okay, so what's your thoughts on Terry Funk in movies?
What's he been in? I can't even think.
What?
Yeah.
Over the Top,
Oh, yeah.
Roadhouse, And Paradise Alley he was in, but I've never seen Paradise Alley, so I can't really comment on it.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he did a fine job. They weren't cameo roles. He was not an actor, you know, and he went in there and did a good job. So he's like a bodyguard, fucking
I think
dirtbag in both movies.
Roadhouse,
Yeah.
that's one.
Roadhouse, fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Fantastic movie.
Oh, yeah.
I've watched it easily, triple digits. No, there's no doubt about it. All right, so you failed there on the movie questions. You know, so, all right, so a lot of people come to my channel
Mhm.
and they're suffering through injuries. And I know that you just had a pretty bad injury this year.
Yeah.
Even part of last year.
It was February to May.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened?
I was at work and I was like crawling through an attic. I was working on the sprinkler system, and I like felt something in my shoulder. It didn't, nothing really. I was just bear crawling and I like twisted, and I had a little bit of pain, nothing crazy. And then 2 hours after I went to sleep, I woke up in pain. It was the worst ever. I think it ended up being a partial tear of the bicep, which I felt it in my. I thought it was my shoulder, but apparently it's where that connects.
Yeah.
But dealing through how I went through whatever, I didn't get imaging. That was February 7th. I didn't get imaging till May 8th because I went to rehab and all that stuff. And I was like, is it feeling better? I was like, oh, it was feeling better every month.
You followed the bullshit protocol that was insisted upon by the health insurance.
Yeah. And the last month, when the guy was like, oh, do you feel better than you do last month? I was like, I feel exactly the same. He's like, all right, let's look at it. And I'm just like, dude, come on. Like, so they looked at it and they're like, there's nothing there, you're fine. And I went and I was like, my arm still hurts. And they're just like, yeah. I'm like, it didn't hurt before, now it does. But after talking to a couple people who know stuff, they were like, it's probably just scar tissue. So after that, I started lifting and it just kind of went away. But
So no surgery.
no surgery.
You did some rehab.
Yeah.
Some therapy, occupational therapy or something like that.
Physical
therapy. Yeah. All right. So, but you didn't let it stop you. That's the main thing.
No.
You
no.
continued to train. So did you train?
I was
with your
doing,
right arm?
no, I was just doing my left. I couldn't do anything with my right arm because they put me on because it was through work and everything like that.
Yeah.
They put me on a 1 pound restriction.
Yeah. So you had to follow it.
Yeah,
Because you
so-
couldn't violate your restrictions.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was playing it safe there, but I was like, I was going for walks. They were good to keep me, active and everything like that. Then trying to do stuff left-handed, but like even that, like I couldn't set a gripper with my right. So, just little
But
things.
one thing that we know is that when one side of your body is injured, if you continue to train the other side of your body, it will help you maintain strength in the injured side, the injured limb. So that's really good that you continue to do that. And I mean, you haven't lost anything. I mean, how many lifts today did you PR on out of 4?
Out of 4, it would be 4.
All 4.
So I can't
And
complain.
I think if I remember correctly, you said you missed 1 attempt today.
Yeah.
Out of 16 attempts, you hit all of your attempts.
Yeah.
So,
Except for the last lift on the last lift of the day I missed.
and you had already PR'd
Mhm.
prior to that. So I think it goes to show that if you do get injured, even something that hurts so bad that it affects your sleep, you can still continue to train. And if you do, then you won't experience that slide back that is so common with an injury if you don't train. So that's good. Another thing that I know you accomplished this year is you took off a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
So where'd you start? What weight did you start at this year? What's the lowest you got to? And what are you today?
I was about 267, and I just felt kind of like I was just eating whatever I wanted. I was still out, I was 267 before that, but I was 267. I was eating like crap, not doing any cardio or anything like that. And then I was just like, one day I was just like, I don't like the way I feel or look. Like I got to do something. So I started walking, and I started eating better. And it was like everything got better because you could just. I do like service work, so I'm in a van, I'm at different places every day. So with that, and I'm in Philadelphia, the food there is amazing. Cheesesteaks, hot sausages, everything, breakfast spots. You can eat like crap 5 days. I mean, it's great food, but you shouldn't be eating it all the time. I was.
Yeah.
So then I decided, I got a lunch bag, I got stuff I could eat, I got stuff that I could eat cold too, because I'm in a van. I'm not.
You might
at a
not have
place.
access to a microwave.
no
or anything.
microwave,
Yep,
yeah.
Yep,
So literally bags of cold chicken or cold cheeseburger patties.
Yep.
Yogurts with like protein, and then a protein shake before and after work, and doing that and walking. You know, you do 2 miles every day. I think the 1 month when I was walking the most, I did 90 miles in a month. So
wow,
it's 3 miles a day
Yeah.
in like June. So
Yeah.
it was like pretty hot, but and then that I went down from 267. The lowest I got was 226. That was before a contest. I did a little bit of weight cut, not too much water manipulation or anything like that. Nothing like really crazy, but just like those last couple of days, watching when I eat more, and then just not eating in that morning until the weigh-in. I got down to like 226, but now I'm 240, and I still feel really good.
yeah, so you scaled out at 239 and change,
Mhm.
I was 241.
Yeah.
And you've been heavier than me at every contest that you've been to that I've been to.
Except for the
Nationals?
the feet meet invitational at Alex's.
Oh.
I was 228 there.
Okay, alright, yep.
'Cause I did
And
two
that was in September 14th or something,
Yes.
15th.
Yeah.
Yep.
This was my first contest this year in the 120 kilos class. I was 105 for that and for Snackdown Squeeze Fest.
Okay.
I was 228, 226.
Mhm.
And then this, I just had, the holidays are coming, I had a bunch of stuff going on. I didn't feel like cutting the weight, so.
Yeah, let me ask you this. So you had the injury, and you
Mhm.
also accomplished all the weight loss. Did the injury have anything to do with that? In other words, you were kind of reduced in your training for a while.
Mhm.
Is that when you looked in the mirror and said, man, I don't wanna look like this anymore? Was it around the same time?
Yeah.
Or- Yeah,
It was like I got hurt, and then like a month or two later, like I'm not working out or anything like that. Like I gotta do something,
uh-huh,
and I was just like, I felt soft,
yeah,
and you know what I mean. Like you're just like, I feel like this is bad.
yeah,
So did something about it, and
good,
great. I had to buy smaller pants for the first time ever,
yeah,
which is a good feeling, you know.
yeah, yeah. So you weren't wallowing in
Yeah.
self-pity, you took advantage of the time and you accomplished a lot. So what was that weight loss? It was about 30 pounds? 30?
Yeah, from 67 down to at one point it was like 40 if you count the cuts and everything like that. But like right now today it's 27 solid pounds of, and that's no weight cut. I ate last night on my way up here. You know, I had something in the morning before that, so
Yep, good.
I could regularly wake up at like in the 230s, which is an even 30 pound.
Yeah, great. So now that you're healthy again and can do your training, let's talk about that for a little bit. What are you doing right now for training body? How many days a week? I know it's powerlifting based, mainly 5-3-1, right?
Right. I do. How do
you space your week out?
I usually go for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and it would be squat, bench, back, and then shoulder press.
Okay.
I don't do any deadlifts because of my gym arrangement. It's just such a pain in the dick. And
Yeah.
it
If
just
you've
sucks.
seen any of Chaz's videos, he's in a very, very small,
Yeah.
tight area, so he's very limited, but he makes it work, man. So we talked about the Feet Meet Invitational. Chaz beat me at the Feet Meet Invitational. He tied me on the 2-hand pinch on the Euro,
Mhm.
which I have set the world record on that 5 times, and he had an awesome day.
I was there.
So, I mean, I just can't, I don't wanna focus on the injury and make it sound like you've been battling back from injury. Like, you made it happen and you've really put together some good numbers. You're easily one of the most improved lifters that continues to come to my gym all the time and compete.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
it's been a fantastic year for you.
Yeah.
All right, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Mhm.
So, and then do you do grip on those days or you do separate days for grip?
I do them on the same day, just to save time. So Monday squat, I do squat and grippers because if I'm squatting, I gotta walk out and everything like that, and I gotta move my bench out of the way. So grippers, you don't need a loading pin or anything like that, so it's easy, like the floor space makes sense.
Okay. So logistically, it matches well.
Yeah, and also, there's also something to say about squatting and doing grippers at the same time, just in general with your right, with your CNS or whatever? Like
Without a doubt,
it
when I
primes
was
you?
best at grippers,
Mhm.
like 2014 and 15, I was doing squats and grippers.
Mhm.
Yep, they were
It's-
paired. It was one set of squats, and I can't tell you, maybe singles, doubles, and triples or something like that,
Mhm.
and then whatever I was doing on grippers. Yeah.
I do, so I run 5-3-1, I use the boring but strong variant. So after I do the 5-3-1 sets, it's 10 sets of 5 at a reduced weight. And then after every cycle, I'm adding 5 pounds to that weight, whatever it is on, you know. So I'll do my squats as I'm doing my grippers. And for grippers, I'm running your Cadence-based program. I changed it up a little bit, but I think I'm gonna rerun it again and do it from the start again.
Mhm.
But so that's what I'm doing for my main lifts, just to because you can run 5-3-1 for like years and not miss a lift because it's not based off of your
Very
max.
success based.
Yeah, it's you take your max, real quick, take your max and then you change your training max to like 90% of your max, and then all your percentages are based off of that, and then you just add 2.5 pounds every cycle or 5 pounds if it's a lower body lift, and you can just like I haven't missed a lift.
Cool. That's
I don't
awesome.
remember.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
It's been years probably.
yeah, it just works. It's good something, you know, if I need to peak for a meet or something, maybe change something, but I'm not interested in competing in power. I just want to stay strong, and I'm gradually getting stronger over time, but the main focus is grip.
Yeah.
So, and you know, it's working. So Mondays I squat. I have a 3-minute timer. I squat. The next time this 3 minutes comes up, I do a gripper. Next time 3 minutes comes up, I squat, and that's how I do my workouts to help them go faster. Because I can stay there for like 4 hours if I want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see, after we just got done competing for a couple hours, and I'm really just like dragging stuff down. You know, I have nothing left in me, but I just still want to keep going.
Yeah.
So that's day one, and then bench day I would do bench and pinch.
Yep.
So, you know, something easy for upper body and then pinch. And then for back day, I would do back and thick bar. And then for shoulder day, it was just a bodybuilding day. Like I'll do a shoulder press and then a lot of like cosmetic, like bodybuilder fluff type stuff, like
Lateral.
yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, laterals, front raises, all types of skull crusher shit. Just to, but that's usually what I do. So it's crush, pinch, and thick bar.
Mhm. And then Saturday there's no grip.
Yeah, no grip. But 3 days a week seems to be really good. I like it for me. I'll always, if you're gonna train grippers, I'd say always do it in the beginning of your week, because doing it later seems to be bad for me anyway.
Yeah.
Like it crushes your CNS or whatever. Like you have to be super fresh from it. But
Yeah. You're freshest, so you do the dynamic stuff for
Yeah.
grip, and that's one of them.
yeah.
All right, excellent. So Chaz mentioned cadence-based training. That is my gripper training program that I have. I think it's 8 weeks long. That came out in like 2015. Somebody just asked me a question about it. At some point, there's like a penny hold or something. They're like, "What
Yeah.
gripper do I use?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's been so long since I wrote it. I have no idea." So I gave him my thoughts on what he might try. But you're happy with that program? You run it multiple times? Or?
I ran it. Yeah, I ran it. This is my second time running it, and I'm gonna run it again. I like it because of the. I don't know if I want to say too much about it.
Well,
I like it.
The thing is, I wrote that with the idea of powerlifting in mind. So you would train your grippers the way you would train your bench press, deadlift, or squat. So, and what I mean by that is low reps, which I feel is best on grippers, and then also addressing your weaknesses.
Mhm.
So in a squat, if you can't keep your torso tense, you're gonna buckle under the weight and you're gonna fail your heavy squats. Deadlift, if your lockout sucks, you need to work on your hip strength. If your lockout sucks on bench press, you gotta work on triceps, stuff like that. So there's always a weakness that you can work on with your power lifts. There's always a weakness that you can work on with your grippers as well. So if I were tailoring a program for someone, then I would focus on their weakness in the program. Unfortunately, with an ebook program, you can't tailor it directly for the person. So what I did is I just built in all the weaknesses.
Yeah.
And so you work on set weaknesses, sweep weaknesses, and finish weaknesses. So that's pretty much the highlights of the program. And it's all scheduled for you, so you can do that. And hopefully by the end of the thing, and usually this is how it works,
everybody goes up at least 5 pounds RGC on their grippers. So, all right, very good. And then I know you're also a member of the gripauthority.com for, I don't know, probably a year and a half
Yeah.
by this point. So, I'm pretty proud of that. Could you tell the people about some of the stuff that you've gathered, learned?
There's so much stuff on there. You can just, so a contest is coming up and you go, man, I want to help my axle out, and you type axle bar into there and there's just a plethora of stuff that you can just go to. So literally, I've done it for contests. I did it for the Euro, for when we were doing that contest and everything. It's just like, there's always stuff for King Kong's like the biggest contest. There's always a workout or drills for it, and I've noticed improvements from using it, like, the crusher drills and all that stuff in the finish. So
yeah, you told me one time that you really liked one drill in the crusher workout, or a King Kong workout that had crusher in it.
that's and so there's just, you go on there and you can find what you need. You just got to go through there and do it. And it's it's like $17 a month. It's, I don't know.
First month is $1, and it's 17 after that. And I started it in 2010. So there's 14 years of information on there, and the search function is really good. Plus I have a site map where if you are on a laptop, you can hit Control F and type in a search term. So axle, for instance, and then any link that has the word axle in it, it will pop up and you can go look at that.
Right.
So it's really all inclusive. The only thing that's not on there, which I've thought about doing, but I've never ended up doing because it hurts my hands, is card tearing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's steel bending stuff, axle, tons of grippers, pinching, block weights, every type of pinching that you can think of is on there. Maybe not Titan telegraph key, because I think that's kind of stupid. And I think it's a waste of money to even get a TTK, but really everything's on there. So I'm glad that you've gotten so much value out of it.
It's, all the info's there. You just go, and then, because I could easily not have that and go into the gym and work out, and then I'm just kind of like, just doing whatever I want to do. But when you go on there and you find a program, you're like, okay, I'm going to stick to this. It helps keep you organized and, I guess, accountable, and you get better results because you're not just like, oh, I feel like doing this today, I'll do this.
Yeah.
It's like, no, follow this, and it's going to work. And it does. So
yeah. So go to the description box and click the gripauthority.com and join today. You will not regret it. That's also, if you become a coaching client of mine, you get that for free as a bonus, because it never ends. Someone wants to train grippers, for instance, and they need like some form cues, and I've done, I don't know, probably double-digit video breakdowns of people's gripper form. So there's tons of stuff on there, highly underutilized. Anything else about grip you want to talk about?
That's pretty much it. Coming up at the end of the year, it's probably the last contest.
Yeah.
Everything looks good.
Yeah. All right, so let's go back to the movie stuff.
All right.
Cause I hit you with the wrestling topics, but we didn't hit anything else really. What's some of your favorite movies? Like, if you're gonna just sit down and you wanna watch a classic, what are you gonna watch?
I'm gonna watch The Thing. I'm gonna watch Aliens. I'm gonna watch Rocky. I'm gonna watch Clerks, Mallrats.
Those are Kevin Smith movies.
I love Kevin Smith movies. Some of his newer movies are kind of junk, but a lot of it, he's got so many good ones in there. Did you ever see Red State?
I don't know.
Kevin Smith made this movie, and
I don't think so. Then if it's a Kevin Smith, I probably didn't see it.
it doesnn't seem like a Kevin Smith movie.
Really?
Yeah, you wouldn't even know until someone tells you.
What year is it from, more or less?
Mid 2000s, like 2010ish, maybe, something like that. He made it. It's kind of like a play on the Westboro Baptist Church type people, and like kind of like almost like, I remember, I haven't seen it in a while.
Is
Kind
it
of like
political
Waco-y.
movie?
A little bit, but it's like, yeah, it's pretty good. But it's different. It's nothing like all his other movies. Which
What
I like.
about you into series at all? You watch like Netflix series?
Yeah. We've been watching What We Do in the Shadows. You ever see that?
No, don't know that one.
So you've seen This Is Spinal Tap, right?
Yes.
So they made a movie, a fake documentary like that about vampires called What We Do in the Shadows. They made a movie, And the movie was really good. It's like the same thing, exactly what you're thinking right now, like the same thing. Like this goes to 11, but it's vampires, and they're living in like Long Island, New York, and they still like the one dude's like Nando the Destroyer, and he dresses like he's like from like the 1400s, and he's like commands armies and shit. But he's just like some like weird dudes like why are you dressed like that?
Yeah.
It's hilarious. They're on their last season now. That's so good. That's so good. What else? A series I like. I like Supernatural. A lot of people might not like that. I
Heard
heard
of it. People
All that
talked
shit.
about it, haven't watched it.
it went on for maybe too long, but I don't care. The first episode will be good.
What about Cobra Kai? You watch that?
I
at all?
didn't watch it. No, I watched like half of it and then I just fell off.
I love it.
I liked it though, but I did not like it. I just kind of like fell off.
And then you go by Stranger Grip
Mhm.
online. I gotta believe you watch some
Stra-
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Stranger Things. It's coming back. I
Yeah,
think
they
soon,
got
yeah.
another one coming. I started watching it because I got into this kick about conspiracy theories,
Mhm.
and this one guy did a show, or did a video. He's a big conspiracy guy, and he talked about Stranger Things and how it's about MK Ultra, and I was like, I have to watch this.
Mhm.
So I got hooked. It was very entertaining for me
Yeah.
to watch that. You know, since then, I don't know. I kind of feel they've maybe not jumped the shark, but maybe they jumped the tuna or something
Yeah.
like that.
They're getting there.
It's getting there. But it's cool to see a series that kind of the setting is in the 80s, the 90s, stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it's pretty cool. Seasonal, you know, it'd be like Christmas time,
Mhm.
Halloween time, and stuff like that. Let's talk about The Thing,
All right.
because I think you were up here one time talking about it, and I don't think I had ever watched it,
Mhm.
and then I watched it afterwards. I wanted to say it was when you came up in September of 2022,
Okay.
because I watched it here during like lunches, and phenomenal movie.
And it got so much hate when it came out. It came out.
It was totally panned.
It came out the same year, the same summer like E.T. came out.
Yeah.
So you had the alien that everyone loved,
Mhm.
and then the thing came out and like, what is this? This is
Yeah.
terrible.
So let's go over I've got one more question for you,
God,
but let's go over the concept in case there's people watching that haven't
I
watched.
haven't seen the thing.
Yes. So we'll condense it a little bit.
Alright.
They end up coming upon an alien that can replicate anything perfectly.
Perfectly, yeah.
And over the course of the movie, this alien replicates dogs, replicates humans.
Mhm.
All right. So at the very end of the movie, and this is where you want to turn the volume off, and then I'll clap when we're done talking about it. At the end of the movie, you've got, give me the characters.
So you have Childs and McCready.
Childs and McCready.
Yeah.
So McCready's like the baby face of the movie. He's
Yeah.
like the hero of the movie.
Mhm.
And you got Childs, who I wouldn't say he's the heel necessarily, but he's kind of antithesis in a
Yeah,
way.
he
to-
pushes back at the other, yeah,
Yes, yes. There are the last two left. They're sitting around a fire.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Who, if anybody, is the Thing at that point in the movie?
Childs is the thing.
You think he is?
Childs is the thing. It's not because of the breath theory either.
Okay.
You know about that?
When he exhales, there's
There's no breath.
vapor. Yeah.
That was proven false in like the Blu-ray or the 4K because you can see his breath in it because the video quality's better.
Okay.
I think he's the thing because McCready passes him the bottle, and in the beginning, and when all this is going down, they go, "No one share anything with anyone. We should only eat out cans because only like a drop of this thing can, turn you, right?"
Mhm.
He passes him the bottle and he drinks it, and then McCready starts like laughing because the bottle is filled with kerosene. That's my theory. So he's laughing because he knows he's the thing.
I've heard that. I've heard that kerosene theory before. And yes, and the reason why they think it's kerosene is because throughout the movie, they're making Molotov cocktails.
Yeah.
And they're blowing the shit up, catching it on fire with these Molotov cocktails. So I've heard that as well. Have you watched any of the fan videos online where they discuss that further? And have you seen any of them where they say McCready is the thing?
I watched a couple of them. I like the idea that McCready's the thing.
Yeah.
So they made a comic about this. I don't know if it's like canon or not. Where, so they're out there.
The
There's
comic book.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I think it is canon. Yeah.
The
I
gov-
think it's considered canon.
the government comes and picks him up, and McCready wakes up and goes, "Where's Child's at?" And they're like, "Oh, he's over there." He's like, "He's the thing." And he like freaks out or something. I think what happens in it?
I've never seen the comic, but for some reason I think it is canon. I
Yeah.
think someone made a video that I watched
Mhm.
because I went on a deep dive rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, you can. There's so many videos
Yeah,
on it. It's
yeah.
insane.
and some of them are like an hour long. Like
Yeah.
these people have a lot of time on their hands to make these freaking videos. Yeah.
You got an hour and a half movie. People, I seen like someone that had like a 2-hour video on it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So there are I've watched. I'll say I've watched them all. I haven't watched them all, but I've watched a bunch, and there is one or two that says McCready is the thing.
So what do you think?
No, I probably think it was Child's.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I don't know if I think that because one of the first ones I watched was, gave the proof, gave the support for
Mhm.
Child's. I'm not sure. But the one where there's definitely at least one where this says that McCready is the thing,
Mhm.
and there's proof. The proof they provide happens very early in the movie,
Mhm.
and unfortunately, right now, I can't remember what they said it was, but there's some opportunity for contamination of him
Uh-huh.
that no one notices.
Oh, it's in the very beginning when who's it? Bennings gets shot,
He gets shot by the Swedish guy, right?
and McCready gives him his bottle of J&B,
Okay.
and he drinks it.
Yes.
And the dog licks him before that.
Mm-hmm.
So they're thinking the dog might have contaminated him, and then McCready but you don't see McCready get the bottle back. But yeah, that might be it. Like, oh, he has McCready's bottle. Like, he just got shot, gave him the bottle, and they're dealing with that situation.
Yeah.
That might be it. But
I
you
think
don't.
it is, and that is very early. That's in the
That's-
first 5 minutes of
Yeah.
the movie. So like you that goes by, you don't notice it, and
No.
you never think about it. And it's so subtle. Like the movie is so good. Some of this stuff is so subtle.
So good.
So like there's one point where I can't remember all the characters' names, but like you see the shadow of a guy walk by a doorway or something, and they covered that up so good. They used like the janitor or something.
It was an extra on the set. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah,
It
So
wasn't even one of the actors. You can't go buy a hat
Yeah.
or his hairstyle or anything.
So good.
Yeah, it really is. What about clap. So we're done talking about the spoiler. What about the sequel / prequel that came out in
2011?
Yeah.
You know what? It's a shame. They used practical effects for that movie, and then they ended up using CGI for the final for some reason.
Yeah.
And one of the things that makes the original thing, the 1982 one, so good is the use of practical effects, because it's just sets it apart. And then, especially back then, and you're using actual props.
Yeah.
And they did that in that one, and then they edited them out and used CGI.
Yeah.
Because it's a good premise. It's like almost the same. I mean, it's pretty much
kind of corny.
yeah. Because that kind of it doesn't. You know what? It doesn't take me out of the movie. I'm okay with bad effects, but I know I'm looking at it like I can't believe that they shot it with practical effects and then they decided to like revamp it to this.
Yeah.
Like some studio exec probably
So in the first movie, the Thing actually like takes over the Swedish barracks or whatever that's in Antarctica, and it comes over in the form of a husky.
Norwegian Mac.
Norwegian. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is that, I internalized the wrong one. Yeah.
You keep saying that.
Yeah, over and over.
It says Norwich on the side of it. On the
Yeah.
side of it.
But you're right. So in the first movie, it's at the Norwegian camp first, then comes to the American
Yeah.
camp. So the sequel is actually what takes place at the Norwegian
Mhm.
camp. Let me ask you this. I love the movie. Did you ever watch the movie from like the 50s?
Yes.
And what's that?
The Thing from Another. Crap. What's it? The Thing from Another
World?
World? Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you see it?
I did watch it.
I liked
yeah.
it. I got the 3-pack. It has all 3 of them in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got it in my car
Yeah.
actually. I swear to God. I would have brought it out.
It's nowhere, it's from the 50s. Like it's black
not-
and white.
It's not bad though.
Yeah. There's like no special effects. at
No.
all. But isn't the actor that plays the Thing is like Lee Majors or James Arness or something like that. It's like one of the big.
Yeah.
It's like one of the tall actors
Yeah.
from back in the day. And I can't remember who it was, but James Arness played the Marshall Dillon in Gunsmoke.
Okay.
And then Lee Majors was like $6 Million Man, and it's one of them, I'm pretty sure, and I can't remember right now, but he wears a costume, so you never know it was him, but he's obviously it's in the credits. So
You know what I did when I was doing all my walking? I got Audible, right? So I was like downloading books to listen to when I was doing that. I was like, oh, I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah.
I got Who Goes There?
that was another one.
Yeah.
That was like a radio show or something, wasn't it? Or was that a movie?
That was the original
That was the
John
book.
W. Campbell, the novella that he wrote.
The novella.
Everything's
Who
based
Goes
off.
There?
Yeah,
Yes.
Who Goes There.
Yep.
So I did listen to that. That was pretty good.
We'll talk on that a little bit, because I haven't experienced that. I recognized it as soon as you saw it, but
Yeah. It's you can get it. I mean, you can buy the book for cheap. I was trying to get like an original print one, but they're like $200 or $300. I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck, that's
Yeah.
too much. But you can get like the new paperback one. But the original one has a cool artwork on the beginning, on the cover, where it's like this alien creature thing, and it's pretty sick. I mean, it's different enough. I think it's been a couple months since I listened to it, but it's good. It's more.
But it's from what, the 40s or something?
Yeah, and Who Goes There is more like The Thing than The Thing from Another Planet. When John Carpenter made The Thing, he wanted to make it more based off of Who Goes There, the original work. So it's closer to that, but different characters and stuff like that, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Good listen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Very, very fun. All right, well, we lost everybody that was viewing when we started talking about The Thing.
That's their
But,
loss.
Yeah, that's their loss. Go watch that if you haven't. Join thegripauthority.com today. Pick up cadence-based training. I'll put the link in the description for that, or maybe even a pinned post, pinned comment. What else? Anything else?
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, congratulations today. Like I said, you did phenomenal.
You too, bro.
4 lifts, 4 events, 15 good lifts. All personal records that you ended
Yeah.
up with. You're becoming a seasoned competitor. You're getting your first lift on the board, no zeros. That's fantastic, dude. So
Great. Yeah.
you're like a seasoned veteran now.
Trying.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Give the video one of these. Be sure to subscribe. You probably left comments. I still don't know how to view the live comments while I'm actually doing the thing. That would have been real nice today, but we'll figure that out sometime. And all the best in your training. Take care.
Ah.